Hi guys, so another brief video today, a little different than past ones. Recently I've been doing, well, pretty much since I started doing videos, I've been doing videos of things my wife has bought me. I have this real problem about buying stuff for myself. So most of the swords in the house and most of the knives in the house are either ones I have bought her or ones she has bought me because I have this phobia or some kind of reaction to buying myself stuff. But I wanted to show you something, and it's kind of silly, but this is the first sword that I purchased for myself, and it is 40 years old. I bought it back in 82, 83, so maybe 41, 42 years old. And I was cleaning some swords and I came across it the other day and I thought, hey, I'll make a video. So, for those of you who have been born since that time, back in the 40s, no, I'm not quite that old. Back in the 80s, we didn't have the internet, we didn't have websites. So, in order to purchase something like a sword or pretty much anything, you had to come up with a catalog, or sometimes you could order them out of the back of a magazine. And the ordering process was considerably different back then. You would call them up and give them a charge card number, um, which a lot of people back then didn't have charge cards. I know I didn't. Or you would fill out a physical order form, stick in a check, and mail it off. And the third option was COD. So you would fill out the order form or make a phone call, order it, and have it shipped COD, which meant that when it was delivered, you had to be standing there with the exact amount in your hands in cash. Sometimes they took checks, but it depended on who it was, um, and give them the money, and then you got your package. So, anyway, I ordered this, and when they shipped it, they put the shipping label over top of the COD label. And when it got to my house, they just left it there. So I actually got this sword for free. Now, this is a United Cutlery Ninjato. And yes, it is stainless steel. And yes, that is a horrible thing to make. Well, okay, it's not horrible, but it is definitely not an ideal material to make a sword out of. Now, at the time, United Cutlery was its own entity. It wasn't owned by Bud K. It was United Cutlery. And they had a couple swords with stainless steel blades on them that were actually considered relatively functional at the time. And this is one of them. That's not to say it's anywhere near as good as a carbon steel sword. It's not anywhere near as good as any of the swords built today. But at the time, especially for a kid living in the Midwest, okay, I wasn't a kid, I was a grown ass man at the time. Trying to come up with a sword was very difficult. Swords were very much a niche item. Uh, Midwest, Iowa to be exact, small town. Yeah, you didn't see swords around anywhere, and even at malls, you might have a kiosk. Or actually, we didn't have kiosks back then. You might have a little booth stall um, that that might carry a few knives, but that was pretty much it. So you found what you found, and you bought what you bought if you wanted a sword. Now, museum replicas and Atlanta Cutlery were the only two other places I knew of to order swords. And unfortunately, as within most of my life, I've been poor. And they were what I would have considered very expensive in the day. The prices they were then would be considered extremely cheap today. But back then, they were pretty much high end. So anyway, I bought this. It's from United Cutlery. It's a Ninjato. This sword has been from Iowa to Minnesota to Florida to New York. And it has a few bumps and bruises, and the fittings are a little scuffed, and there's actually a piece of black duct tape up around the throat because the wood started to split at some point. So, but anyway, this is a 41-year-old sword. And it is quite literally the first sword that I ordered for myself. So that is it. That's a trip down memory lane for me. I'm sure it means nothing to most people, but I've actually been interested in swords since I was probably maybe 10 years old or so. The first time I read a story of King Arthur. So you're looking at 53 plus years that I've been interested in reading about and owning swords. I know a lot of what I show now are knives because, well, they take up less room and they're cheaper. And, after have so many swords, it's kind of like, where do you put them all? So anyway, hope you guys have a good day, and thanks for watching. Bye.